Friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Guru, Paramahansa Yoganandaji, saints of all religions, we humbly bow at thy feet. O great masters, guide our lives as we offer ourselves in service, in devotion, in meditation. We are your very own. Free us, bring us home. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we'll meditate for just a few minutes. Again, welcome to our evening with the Ananda India monks. This is a way for all of you to meet each and every one of them and hear who they are, what they do, but also just for each one of every one of us to express great appreciation for what Ananda Village has been building for 50 years. We also have our very special guests, the Ananda US monks, with us, and you can see this very impressive front row here. And it's just a joy to be sharing, and we'll also talk about our new monastery in India. And just, it's a very different thing that we're doing, and we just want to share that with everyone because in a way, well, not just in a way, but in fact, we are doing it for all of Ananda Sangha worldwide. And then we'll end with 30 minutes of kirtan at the end with the India monks chanting. So we'll begin just one by one. You'll get to meet each of us. There are 9 of us monks living in India. 8 of us were here for the 50th. One of them couldn't get a visa to come to the US. And after the 50th, several of us went on pilgrimage to the shrines in Southern California, and a few of them are taking the Living Discipleship program. So you can come up one by one.
Hello, greetings, namaste. Yeah, thank you, Master. Thank you, Swamiji, for this, for bringing us all together on this special day. So I was thinking, I'm very glad and we are very glad to be part of this 50th year anniversary and just to be here at Ananda Village. It just felt like it was like this fun, big, joyous family reunion or gathering. Yeah, I just observed one thing. It was, I think, Sunday, the day before the 50th anniversary week. It was, and somebody at the end of the talk was announcing, please everyone go silently outside, people may be meditating. I was in my mind thinking, no, I just can't believe that's going to happen. And then, then people started walking outside. Then they opened the door. Then it was roars of laughter and joyous laughter. I was thinking, it was like all the joy they had and all the loving friends they met after a long time. It was just, in a way, it's looking like our path, the way we travel, because we meditate, try to find the joy within, and then we share it with others. It felt that they were all sharing the same joy. So I also am thinking of sharing few things of the beginnings of our monastery. So when Devarshiji one day, I remember we were in this apartment in Pune, and he started sharing with the new monks and everyone this idea of moving to Kandala. We were all like, it was like crazy even for us to think of that venture. So the newer monks were planning, what do we do for cooking? Do you know anything? Or we Indians are really spoilt in a way, in some ways. So, and then we just took that leap of faith, and Devarshiji somehow got the permissions, and we made it possible. And I feel like a lot of tapasya has been put into it. There were many times when Devarshiji had to go many health issues after that, and I just felt like everything was happening for the beginning of the monastery there. And also one more person very much responsible for this move was brahmachari Jamal. So what happened was he was maintaining this home study course even 2 years prior to our move, and somehow it added up to our efforts, and somehow people trust him to do anything. Like he's steadfast, and so everything happened, and so they were ready to give the online Kriya Yoga home study course to it because we had to sustain ourselves with this new move. So one direction of Devarshiji and Jamal both coming together somehow, and we all knew people, and everybody else, we started joining hands, and somehow this happened, this miracle happened. It's been like 1 year at the June end, so it's like 1 year, 1 month happening now, the anniversary of our move. And I just feel like we are very appreciative of what we are seeing here, and it's like India is just the beginning. And yeah, it feels like Jyotishji had said this in his speech, that we are all riding this wave. I just feel like we and all of you all together, we are riding this wave, and let's pray to Masters that we continue riding the wave till the end of our lives, so they'll be able to collect without, yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. I'm Prem Das. Yeah, my name is Prem Das. Okay.
My name is Prasanna. I'm very thankful to be here. When I arrived in the US, I came through the San Francisco airport, and one of the brother monks in Palo Alto, Tandava, he picked me up, and we were driving through SFO. The plan was to go to Palo Alto first for a couple of days, visit the community there, then join here for the 50th program. So along the way, I was just looking out. This was my first time to the US, so I was looking out left and right, just seeing the sights of the city. And as we approached the Sangha in Palo Alto, I asked him, "Where are all the churches? I don't see any churches along the way." And he said, "Oh, there are very few." So in India, you see 2 temples in every street. So that's what I was thinking. But when I came here for the 50th, I didn't realize it immediately, because 50th was in Jayaji's words, frantic, hectic, right? That's the word he used, hectic. So the place, after the first few days, after the function was over, I started tuning into the place itself, the land, and more importantly than the land, the people. I began to notice that there were a lot of saints. Not all of them were wearing any identifiable colors. Many were in disguise. I had to really closely tune in, look into their eyes and feel. And I realized that Swamiji was doing something very unique here, and you have all been continuing that so well. Just like India has been infused for millennia with the energy and the vibration of the saints that walk the place, Swamiji has been infusing Ananda village and all the communities with the vibration, the saintly vibration, the same vibration of the Holy Land there. And you have all the saints that I see and all the saints that are not in the room now have been doing this so consistently even after his earthly departure. And I'm so grateful for this, because as I said, this is my first time here, and I can see that many more devotees will want to come here over the years, the decades, for the 75th anniversary, for the 100th anniversary, and so on. And this will become a Jerusalem, an India for the people as they come here, as they continue to come on pilgrimage to Ananda village to meet all the saints, and the vibrations in the land will only continue to build up. So we don't need a temple in every street. We have a huge beacon of light. So I'm very grateful to come here and to understand another aspect, yet another aspect, along with the books, the music, and the 1,000 things that Swamiji did. He has really been activating the whole land and uplifting the whole world in this way. So, making the whole earth India, that's a dream. So, thank you. Yes. I serve in Ananda, Chennai with Nayaswamis Dharmarajan and Dharminiji.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Aditya, and I serve in Pune. And there's a small retreat outside of Pune where Swamiji, stayed for a short while when he was in India towards the last few years. So I help with the team over there too. And this is my second visit over here. And I was telling some friends that's really nice because the first time you come, it's always nice actually. But I'm feeling more relaxed. I know most of the people. I've seen the places, and you're able to, of course, this is such a blessed occasion also. The 50th anniversary was really special. But I'm feeling that each time I come, I'm seeing some people with whom I've had so many meetings, from therapeutic yoga to medical other applications. I'm also a doctor. Swamiji asked me from the very beginning to see Dr. Peter and other people, and he said someday you should make a hospital. So my philosophy of stress management is to share it with others. I also do a lot of stress management classes in Pune. That's one of the things that I was sharing in another meeting. It just came to us. Somebody called us one day and they said, "Is this where Swami Kiranada's teachings are shared?" We said, "Yes." He said, "I really like his articles," which, by the way, still continue to come every 2-3 months in the Times of India, in the spiritual section nationally. And he said, "Can you provide spiritual teachings in the corporates?" And so anyway, the call was from Tata's, India's leading business house. So a team of 5 of us, we continue to go there every month and other things. So anyway, what I was trying to say is, each time coming over here is deepening our understanding, getting the vision, and going back with a lot of inspiration. I'm also doing the living discipleship, and on day 1, Niranjana told us that you're getting lots of paper, pen, but try not to make too many notes. It'll be too much. And I thought, oh, but if you don't capture the thought when it's being given, what to do? There was going to be recordings, but I soon realized after day 2 what she meant. There's so much inspiration, so many of you, about 50 teachers in all are coming, sharing aspects of the teachings. Honestly, after 12 years in Ananda, I had not had that experience. So looking forward to assimilating this visit and the living discipleship especially. I've been waiting since 2009. I heard about it. That's when I heard about it first. So really grateful for that. Also want to share the gratitude of 10 people who were here from Pune. Suvarna ji is still here, staying longer, and some are doing living discipleship. Bara is here too. But especially those who went back a couple days back. One of the ladies has been on the path with us for 9 years and saw Swamiji, heard from him about the village, Assisi, had been to Assisi. And she said, coming here, and as Premdas was sharing, seeing the people, hearing the speakers, seeing how deep each soul has gone, how uniquely they have attuned themselves. She said discipleship, and she has been serving. Every day she comes to our office in Pune for years, but even then, she said the scope of what I have seen, and this was what everybody was saying, is so deep that, again, I told them, hey, we should come again, and I told her, maybe we should take living discipleship next time, which, by the way, by Master's grace, I was just thinking, what's the purpose next time? I like to find purpose. And I just heard over lunch during the week celebration that for next year, in all probability, SRW will move in the first week of July. And Niranjana said, living discipleship will be at that time, so it gives much more incentive and purpose for us to come. So, yeah, those are the things we do. One good thing I'd like to share is keep this in your prayers. Swami emphasized to me that, he said, do some medical practice, but mostly do outreach. And for 2020, we have many cities around Pune, and we've been feeling, we all know the blessing of having our own temple, our own community, but for me, it's like we have our own city center there. And I often tell people, think of cities where they don't even have the books. There's nobody to keep the books. There's no acharya. There's no teacher, no class of how to sit for meditation. And in that spirit, for 2020, we have adopted one city, which is 6 hours away, and we'll be giving classes in regional languages. So keep that in your prayers. Master did outreach 100 years ago, and so we are starting with a team of 6 people, and looking forward to our future visits here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gaurav, and this is also my second visit. I was here in 2015. I was here for 5 months, and people had to pull strings in India to get me back because I didn't want to go back, but they had their way, and I was back. So I am very much enjoying my stay here. You know, Swami used to say in his talks that Ananda is perhaps the best kept secret in the world right now. I think it's really true. And, you know, for those of you, I'm sure it happens that, you know, you think, if you've been to India, you think of India, you know, with longing, or the Himalayas are there, and Calcutta is there, where Master has his shrines. And, you know, and those of you who've not been there, you know, have, again, that same longing. Well, for us, I can assure you it's the opposite, you know. We have the Himalayas, and everything is great. But those of us who've come here, you know, when we go back, it's always about, you know, Ananda village, you know. Let's go back, how can we go back, you know. And, you know, this is really our place for just getting spiritually recharged, coming back to our center, finding inspiration, finding the strength to then go back, you know, to wherever we are in India, and to serve. So really, you know, this is a blessing for everyone who lives here, who comes here. We can really say that, you know, coming from India, which is, you know, so blessed, we know that. But this is really a blessing. I find myself every time, this is unique to the village, because I spent most time here, that each time I come here, I find during my stay, after my stay, I just find myself just filled with this enthusiasm to kind of rededicate myself, you know, ever more, you know, perfectly, just to the spiritual path, to sadhana, to other aspects, you know, and just seeing so much around me. Every time I'm in the village, I'm thinking, oh, you know, maybe I should learn the tabla, and I should learn the cello, and I should start cooking now, and I should, you know, because you guys do so much, and it's so inspiring to see. And, you know, I've been telling people, I've bought this cookbook now, I'm getting into cooking, and, you know, so it's just so inspiring and, you know, just palpable, just seeing all of you do that. So it's really, really inspiring. We were in Laguna Beach after our pilgrimage to LA, and we went to a Kali temple there, which is, I highly recommend that if you haven't seen it. And, you know, the priests and the people who live there are devotees. Some are devotees of Master, some are of Ramakrishna. And that was one of the highlights of this trip for me. And I just, you know, I felt the devotion that those people there expressed, you know, in their sadhana, in the pujas that they did. I felt really that most temples in India don't have that, and I sincerely mean that, you know. So I was just feeling, it didn't feel like America at all, you know, it just felt this is home. And then I saw, you know, but those were Americans, all of them there. And I just felt, you know, that's what Master came here for, you know, that was the heart of American deep down, you know, deeply devotional. So I want to end by sharing, because another thing I appreciate about America, the village, is just the natural beauty. Swami had said there's grace, you know, the woodland devas. I really believe it is, because you don't see, you know, these spectacular sunrises and rainbows and vistas. You don't see it in India for some reason, and I imagine in many other countries. So I really feel there's a blessing. And we were in Yosemite, and we were hiking, and we climbed these 2 waterfalls, and we reached the top of this fall, and it was just so grand and just so majestic. And all the monks were sitting on the side, and there was this water through the middle just going over the top down into the canyon below. And it was so beautiful. And in that moment, you know, again, that inspiration, which I think is in this land, it came, you know, that water was just thundering down, you know, millions of gallons of water. And the takeaway for me, of course, was, you know, how this water is flowing. I just feel inspired. That is how my soul must, just without any resistance, without anything holding back, just, you know, how the waterfall is flowing towards the sea, you know, our souls need to flow in that manner towards God. So thank you so much, you know, for having us here. It's just really blessing, and we just hope to keep coming back again and again and again. So thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Vineeth. I live in Khandala with all of the monks and yeah, and I help with the home study course which the monks do, and also the Kriya Sangha which I help Divershi ji and assist him. And I just want to thank you deeply to begin with for everything that you do. When I got to know about this satsang, I was thinking, okay, I get to meet everyone at the village, and then it took me some time to realize that I would be here and you would be there, and not that you will be here and I'll be there. Because usually when I see videos, mostly all of you are here, and I said, Swamiji, that's cheating. Like I want to listen to everyone, and I didn't get an answer until I was sitting here. That no, it's now time to give back, and all of you here have been a very important and significant part of my spiritual life when I began with, even though you have never met me. And this was after I came to Ananda. I had just taken a learn to meditate class, and I lived in a place which didn't have any center. So I took a learn to meditate class. I came back, and just 1 minute so that I have track of time. It's okay. And I went back and I was meditating, and I was doing everything which I learned. And I was also reading a lot of books of Swamiji, the New Path, the Renunciate Order for the New Age. And in the New Path, I was just trying to deeply tune in that, is this my path? Is this what I want? And I was just feeling so much closer and closer to Swamiji. And somewhere in the book, in the New Path, just before I was going to sleep, Swamiji, there's this question where he poses to Master, and Master answers, to those who think me near, I will be near. And I slept with that thought, and then I woke up and I said, just to let you know, I was a student then. I was preparing for my chartered accountancy exams, and when you're a chartered accountant, the rule is that you don't believe anything until there's a proof for it. So I woke up and I was like, to those who think me near, I will be near. Prove it. And I sat with that. I was like, Master, you have to prove it. I'm thinking you are near. Are you near? Swamiji, are you near? And I sat with that determination to meditate, and it was a deep meditation, but he didn't prove it that they were near still. And I came out of meditation, and I was just, using my phone, and just out of the blue, a trailer of Finding Happiness popped up. And I didn't know it was from Ananda even then. And I opened it. It was just a 2-minute trailer, and I saw it. And at the end of the 2 minutes, I just had tears rolling down my eyes. And I was like, what's happening? And I played it again, and I had tears again. And I searched about this thing, and I saw more trailers, and I had tears every single time. And I just had a feeling, this is what I had been looking all my life. I didn't know how to put it. I didn't know an exact definition, but this is what I was seeing, looking for in all my life. And Swamiji and Master had just answered that. And how did you answer that prayer? By just doing what you are doing here. I didn't necessarily see every one of you, but I just felt that vibration. I know the word now, I didn't know the word then. I felt the vibration. I felt the consciousness of this place of what you all are doing. And just to end with that, how significant it is wherever we are doing, whatever we are doing, the spiritual community. Just very briefly, I had a dream where a brother monk of mine just kept a bag of jewels in front of my room. This was in a dream. And then Jamal came up to me and he said, you don't know what he's given you. And I was looking at these gems and having a mind which uses numbers. I was like, I know this is 2 lakh rupees per gem, and what are you talking about? And then next day morning I was meditating. I was like, when I woke up I was meditating. I was like, no, it is not, there's something significant. And I realized we don't know what we give each other in a spiritual community. It is really, we can't define it as 2 lakh rupees. It's something really deep which we give each other in a spiritual community. So thank you so much for doing all that you do, and please continue doing it, and we'll keep sharing the light where we are.
Hello everyone. My name is Brahmachari Devendra, and I live in Khandala in Pune. Between Pune and Mumbai in India. It has been great joy and blessing to be here with all of you. I don't have my phone, but before a few days back I had my phone. And thanks to Niranjana, we did a ceremony. We offered our phone, not in the fire, but in a basket. And I really appreciate that because I'm doing this living discipleship program where we really need to focus that what we are learning and relearning, refocusing everything. So before I was here for this temple dedication, and I've been doing an outreach. So I was chatting with the friends on the WhatsApp, and I said, "Hey, this is a very good program. We should plan 2021, and all of us should come here again and visit master shrines, make a pilgrimage." So I messaged them, and this 1 week which we were here, it passed away like this. I did not realize that this was the fastest week of my life, that we came here from Palo Alto on Sunday evening. I forget the date also. I have no track of the date and time right now. Whatever Niranjana says, we do that. And it is the best, I think. This program is going really, really good. And I feel that other people from India, they should come. We are the first one, 5 or 6 of us. 8 of us, that's right, 8 of us. And I feel that other people should come and do this program. I've been currently focused on doing an outreach in a new city in India, in Ahmedabad. And it has been going very, very well for past 1.5 years. And I see people learning. And we always try to focus people that they can learn. And it's a 5 or 10 year project, basically, you can say, that they really learn and teach with confidence, with grace, with blessings, they go out and teach. So this is my goal also, that people, wherever we go, we empower them, we help them to teach on their own in next whatever year it takes. So it has been going very well. We have been doing meditation teacher training program. We have been doing chanting, learning programs, a lot of things we have been doing. And as I was doing this living discipleship program, I've been reflecting on my own life also, because I've been associated with Ananda for last 13 years almost, and with Swamiji in the beginning. And interestingly, I've been involved in many of the outreach programs since the beginning, for many, many cities, almost all the cities in India. And I was thinking, what did I learn from all of them? And there has been definite learning from all of them. Master has a plan. He doesn't tell us. That's a different thing. But he definitely has a plan that we all learn whatever we are doing. If we keep in tune and if we pray before we do, there is a learning, there is a process there. So I'm sure that I know that Master is taking care of everything for me and for everyone else also here. I also work with Leela Devi who is Spirit in Nature Essences, does in America. We do online in India and different centers also. Depending on how much time I have, I devote my time to that particular process also. Then I also lead sometime pilgrimages with Keshava in India. Not much, but maybe once a year. It's a wonderful way of going with the pilgrimages. Last couple of years back, I was with the Portland group, and we spent 3 weeks together, and we still have friends. Jacob is one of the friend who's in Living Discipleship program. We spent time together in that group. So some of Krishna Das has been there in the group. Last year we were together to Babaji's cave. And we spent a good amount of time making friends. So it has been very, very good also to go into pilgrimages, spending time from friends from all over the India, from all over the world. And thank you all for doing it. I've been reading Asha's book, learning how people have done, how Swamiji has made this village. It looks very simple. We don't really realize that how difficult it has been, but when you read the history at how Swamiji started, every single thing what Asha has written in that book, my God, just like, wow, what Swamiji has done, we can really appreciate when we read all that. Otherwise, it looks very, very simple. So thank you all for those of you. We had a wonderful time with Gopal this morning. We went down to hike to the river. And so I had a chance to connect with Gopal. So when I'm here, I'm also able to connect with many of the friends and devotees who I might know sometimes I don't know, but we connect this morning with each other. This morning we connected also with Netri and Jivada. We were doing some seva at the Crystal Hermitage. So that was another wonderful opportunity to connect with the people while we are with the devotees, not with the people, with the devotees while we are serving together. So it has been wonderful time, and I hope we can make more trips like this and connect with each other so much together. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamal, and I want to spend my 5 minutes first just expressing my gratitude to all of you, to everyone in the village here, and all of the communities all over America for all of the tapasya and just the drive, the belief in Swamiji and Master's mission, and it's everyone who's added their energy that has made Ananda so great. And it's really hard for me to express how meaningful that is to all of us from India, that in many ways really we're following in your footsteps, and we have a path now, and we know which direction to walk and how to go and how to do things. And we see the harmony that it took to build this temple, that you have to have a fundraising department who's right there with the person designing the temple and with the committee who's doing this and the people who are building it, and all of them have to keep working together at every step in order to have this. And it's just wonderful to hear the stories and to see something as grand as this manifest. So thank you. I want to spend the rest of the time talking about our monastery in Khandala, and it really is a new monastery. And I want to talk about, well, how is it a new monastery? What makes it a new monastery? I was with the monastery in India since the beginning in 2004 with Swamiji, and one of the things that makes this monastery new is we have a lot of new young guys who have come, and all of them are on fire for God. And in the past, I'll admit it, that we weren't always there for morning meditation, but now everybody's there all the time. And in fact, if someone's not there, is something wrong? Is somebody sick? And it's not like we have to continually crack the whip of, you have to do this, that everyone who's in the monastery wants to be there for morning meditation. Everybody wants to serve. So there's a new energy that has built that's just, it's very magnetic. In fact, Swamiji told me and two other monks very early in the history of Ananda India, we were just 3 monks at that time, and he looked at us and he said, "What would I do if I had 100 monks?" And we said, "I don't know, Swami." And inside, if everyone who knew Swamiji, sometimes he asked things that were just very strange and you didn't know what to make of it. But now I see that we finally have the magnetism where we can attract 100 monks. That finally I see that this is something that could happen. And it's due to the harmony that we have, the joy. This is also the first time we live in Khandala. And so I just want people that haven't been to India. It's not the retreat that we have, which is also outside of Pune. It's separate from that and it's different. We still have the land that we were trying to build a community on, but right now we're just focusing on that land, and it's just a retreat, and it's going really well. That our last retreat that many of us here did together, more people than ever before since Swamiji passed away came, and we had a successful retreat. That is going well. But our monastery is separate from that. And one of the things that is making it new and successful is we have our own separate space where we really can be focused. We have maybe strict isn't the right word, but a schedule that we follow, and it is a routine, and it works for us, that we're not just running in 100,000 different directions trying to do a zillion things, that we're focused on our meditation and we're focused on our seva, and it runs on a schedule that we adhere to. And I do my best to adhere to it, but even there's been a couple times where I get so engrossed in my work, I have to send this email, and one of the younger monks, I hear the harmonium fire up at 12:45, and they give this little, oh, and I rush over there. But we've never missed that, ever, in the year that we've been there, that at 12:45, someone's there with the harmonium, with that loving glance, and the rest of us, oh yes, time to get recentered in that way and go back within before lunch. We eat all of our meals in silence, almost always. Sometimes it's just the right thing to celebrate a birthday or be more social. But generally, that we eat our meals in silence, and we're just thinking of God while we're eating. We're thinking of God while we're serving. So we're serving with the home study course. We have 1,100 paid students, and those have come in the last year since we've been in Khandala. And it's because we're all focused. We're one team focused on how can we attract people. So it's not that we have run away and we're just we've had it with this world, we're just going to meditate now as monks, that we very much are serving and serving dynamically, and we're reaching all of the places that we don't have city centers in India, and we are just helping so many people. The emails that we receive, that people are so grateful. One person wrote, I shared this with others, but this is the most important thing I have ever done in my life. And when we get these emails from places random, small little villages in India that we have to look on Google Maps, where is this place? It makes us feel so happy, so just like we are serving Master. So that's one aspect of our service. Then during the weekends, it is Dwapara Yuga, that we can drive to Pune in 1 hour, and we calculate it 50 minutes, wait in the airport, get there just on time, and we can fly almost anywhere in India in 2 hours. And on the weekends, we're all over the place. We're in Calcutta, we're in Ahmedabad, we go up to Delhi, we're in Mumbai, Pune, and so we're really serving all of the different centers. And it's really working. It's a real joy for us to go and give satsangs and teach meditation classes. And so we have a balance between an inner life and an outer life, that it's dynamic, it's joyful, and it's working. So we want to be connected with all of you more. We have a website, anandamonastery.org, and if you want, you can sign up there, and we're going to keep writing blogs and posting pictures, and we want everyone to feel that it's all of our monastery, that we're really all in this spiritual path together. So that's plenty out of me. It's great to be here. I'll invite up Divershi ji.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Divershi. I've lived in India for 4 years. And about 2 years ago, I was shifted to Pune, 3 years ago, to help really reformulate our Ananda Monastery. And through some struggles of just trying to get it focused there when people were so busy and doing so many different things, you might see your brother monk once in a day in passing, and it wasn't a monastery. And so there was an inspiration to really tune into what Swamiji wanted for a monastery. And so this new monastery that Jamal was talking about and others, Prem Das, it's based on two things. One is, and the most important, is following Swamiji in everything he taught and gave us. And he was very specific about what he wanted for a monastery, not for monks, but for monks living in a monastery. And I read something one time, and it applies to this, is that someone said, and I read it, that they said, between the ages of 15 and 25, I couldn't believe how much wiser my parents became during those 10 years. And obviously, they recognized how wise their parents were during that time. And so finally, 1 year ago, we had the inspiration, the support, and the opportunity to shift completely away from an Ananda center. As Prem Das said, he wasn't the only one that was wondering, oh my God, what are we doing here? Is this really going to work? I was thinking the same thing because it was such a crazy idea. We left all Ananda centers. We went out into the middle of nowhere, 7 of us. Our first night there, we sat down. We had just moved. There was a picture taken of the 7 of us sitting there for dinner. I don't think that picture is ever going to be shared because we were like, what have we gotten into? There wasn't a lot of joy there because it was just so unknown and so unusual and such a huge leap that was never taken before. And the basis of what Swamiji wanted for a monastery is having and supporting a really strong inner life. Inspiration, love for God, devotion, a lot of meditation, inwardness. He was very clear in the specifics. He said meals should always be in silence. Monks should have 3 meditations, group meditations every day, and be expected to be there every day. And as one of our monks said, I think it was Jamal, we finally had all the right people, the right timing. And Swamiji said about all these ideas, he said, I want Ananda to do this when the timing is right, is the way he put it. And so the timing is right, and it's more that the people were right. And I'll just read something that Swamiji said, which really is the basis for everything. He wrote a letter to his brother monks in 1958, I think it was, when he was the head monk in SRF. And he said, centuries ago, St. John of the Cross said words to the effect that one act of divine love, that love which is the fruit of deep meditation, is of greater value to the Church than the combined activities of dedicated but unmeditative monks, priests, and nuns. Ah, my brothers and sisters, would it not be wonderful if more of us were on fire with love for God? How many weep for the Divine Mother, as Master wept when he was a boy? Our greatest work in life should be to express that divine yearning, that love. When we can reflect it, we shall be able to work 10 times as hard and 100 times as effectively as we do when we draw only on our scanty powers. And so this is really the success of our monastery, is that emphasis. And as Jamal was pointing out, we've been able to do so much more in this last year than in the previous 10 years, with our focused efforts, with our inspired efforts. And this is what Swamiji gave us. Just, again, it's amazing how much wiser he's become every year as we follow him and learn from him. But when we are inspired and uplifted, that joy, that bliss that we feel, the love for God that we feel, naturally wants to be shared with others in energetic ways, in creative ways, in purely and constantly giving ways. And that is really what this new monastery is about. And we follow a very specific daily routine that Swamiji gave many years ago. And again, he said, I want Ananda Monastery to have this when the timing is right. And so it's also amazing that when we tune into Swamiji, and for me, that's why I was inspired to make this shift, because every day I ask Swamiji, what do you want? What do you want us to do? What's the next step for us? How do you want me to act? And I look what he wrote about it, but I also just try to tune in. And I have found that when I pray every day to ask him, guide me, come to me, guide my intuition, that over the time he starts to come more and more, because he wants to advise and guide and help those receptive hearts who are asking those questions and acting on his advice and guidance. And I feel so many amazing doors have opened to us as we started this monastery, because we're renting 2 houses in a place where they don't rent houses to people. In fact, they don't even let people in the gate of this gated community, except Gaurav, one of our monks, kind of liked the look of the place. And there was 3 guards there, and he said that he was wanting to talk to the manager and thinking about renting, and they said, well, we don't rent, and you can't come in, you can't talk to the manager. And then Gaurav said very confidently, I want to talk to the manager. And one of the guards said, you mean Harish, the manager? And Gaurav says, yes, Harish, I want to talk to Harish. And he just talked his way in, and I believe that when we act in tune with Swamiji, with Master, with our masters, and really put out the right energy, that we get a strong tailwind of their support and grace. And that's really what we've been feeling this year. And as Jamal said, this isn't for us. This is for all of Ananda. And that's why we want to share it on our website, anandamonastery.org, and share our inspiration, share our lessons, the blogs that we're writing, our lessons we've learned in the monastery, in this focused life, but also how each and every person can apply it in their daily lives. So just, again, deep gratitude for the welcome that everyone here at Ananda Village has given to these India monks coming here, and to everyone from India. It's been a great blessing and inspiration that I think they will carry for many years. And we've also had the opportunity to spend time with the India monks, or the US monks, our special guests here tonight, even though we're the visitors. But there's just been a great bonding, because the US monastery also is taking some steps in a direction and just getting really, really strong, stronger than it's ever been. And this combined sort of synergy of Ananda India monks, Ananda US monks, is creating something very special. And I think people have been seeing it these last couple of weeks as we do kirtan together and as we do events like this. So thank you again. And now Jitendra will talk a little bit about the US monastery and maybe what we've all been doing together and how we're all moving forward together, serving Swamiji's vision of what a real monastery can and should become over these years. Thank you.
So good evening. Thank you all for coming. For most people, when you share with them that this is my brother, there is an assumption that you share a common mother and father. And so very often in my life that I'm with my brother monks or just our guru bhais, it slips. This is my brother. And so the common response is a raised eyebrow. How is that possible? Especially when you are standing next to your brother monk from India. They can't see some scars. So, but isn't it true that we all share the common mother and father? And I think that at the heart of the monastery, in the heart of a monk, is that absolute embrace of that essence of brotherhood. And I think that this is really the spirit of the monastery here at Adananda village, is to try to share that spirit of not contracting through renunciation, but it is that act of expansion. And this is really the heart of Swamiji's renunciate order, that we expand into God. And so it's been such a tremendous blessing to have our brothers come from India. And there's certain signs when 10 Indian monks arrive to the monastery. There's lots of very tasty Indian snacks all around, and the spice level of everything rises upwards. And it's really a true joy. The smell of chai in the morning. But just to share a little bit about the 50th and this time together. As Divershi mentioned that, one of the secret ingredients for the growth of the monastery, the growth of, I think, Ananda, is harmony. And again, that also, I think, is the center point to the life of a monk, is to really fully embrace that spirit of harmony. And I have to share that I think many of you know where the monastery is located, in the house that we live in. So if you can imagine any other situation in the world with having about 20 people share 3 bathrooms, it can get messy. But for us, it just all flowed harmoniously. And there was never any contradictory energy flowing through all of our time together. We had a blessed journey where many of us hit the road together in a 12-passenger van and drove. We were trying to figure out how many hours we were on the road. We got to like 30, 40, we traveled so much together, and we chanted in the van and sang Swamiji's songs and told stories. And we visited masters' places all around Los Angeles and spent time in Yosemite. And like Gaurav mentioned, I think what I'd like to close with sharing is that, Master and Swamiji spoke so often about this exchange of East and West. And this trip, more than any other time in my life, I've seen the momentum that has been created, where today we see a Kali Mandir in Laguna Beach, and we see, I don't know how many people, devotees, came for the 50th celebration from India, but there are so many. And it's more than just the individual, it's the spirit that they bring with them. And so, with that said, the U.S. monastery is very much in a stage where we are tuning ourselves to the monastery in India. And we're trying to harmonize our day-to-day life with what is being drawn into what the new model of the monastery is becoming. We, luckily in Dwapara Yuga, were able to have international monk satsangs, which we at least try to do once a month, and we all come together and we have a satsang together. And I think that this is very important, because the growth of the monastery is going to not rest just upon the initiatives here in the United States or just the initiatives in India, but it's going to be that collective, that harmony, and that shared desire for God alone, and that shared desire to want to share the teachings of our Guru and Swamiji. And just as Divershi mentioned, that it's all about timing. And it seems that the timing is here, and the timing is now, that there is this momentum that's really opening many doors. So We will very much miss our brothers, as many of them leave on Wednesday. But I think that this is really the beginning, as we saw with the 50th, this is really the beginning of a new chapter. And I think that we'll see more of an exchange of the monastery in India, the monastery in the US, but even greater than that, this greater exchange of India in America, so that we can all strengthen this magnetism together, so that this light of Master, this light of Swamiji becomes so blinding that there will be no more darkness. So I wish you many blessings, and I especially wish our brother monks from India many, many blessings as we continue on this journey. So we'd like to share a treat with you this evening. So I'd like to invite all of the monks up to the stage as we would like to share with you our final half hour together to share some chants in celebration. So I invite everyone to come up. So we'll begin with this invocation, and let us feel that we're drawing the blessings and grace of our great masters and Divine Mother in celebration of this brotherhood in God. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamartim Dandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadi Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Savarde Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satguru Tvam Namami.
This chant is very simple. The words are only two, Jai Guru. And that is the greatest mantra. You can say taking the name of the Guru is the best mantra. So let's say this chant this evening.
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. 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 Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai 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 Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. 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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, 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 Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, 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 Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, 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 Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, 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 Jai Jai Guru, 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 Jai.
Let's all join together to chant, I want only thee, Lord. I want only thee. I want only thee, Lord, thee, 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 only thee. I want only thee, Lord, thee,
I want only thee, Lord, thee, only thee. 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 I want thee, only thee. I want only thee, Lord, 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 thee, only thee. Let's meditate for a few seconds. This is one of two Indian chants that Swami Kriyanandaji mentioned by name as being good for Western audiences and for Ananda Village. He wasn't limiting Indian chants to those two, but it's notable that this was one. It's very simple, which is why he appreciated. The words are Hey Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the name of Krishna, the Lord, and this is simply saying, Hey Lord, we want you, come to us, be with us, calling out to God as Krishna. Let's meditate now for about 5 minutes, taking this sweet presence of God into our hearts and communing there.
Let's we'll close with a healing prayer, but I would like for all of us to visualize all of Ananda. Visualize all of the communities, all of the centers, the meditation groups, the thousands of people that we've touched online, anyone, anywhere who's ever heard of Swamiji or Ananda. Let's visualize all of these souls. Let's visualize all of Ananda all over the planet. And we'll pray together, and then let's, rather than just chanting Om 3 times, let's chant Om for maybe a minute or a little bit more together. Let's fill this beautiful temple with the sound of Om together. So first let's pray together. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in their bodies, in their minds, and in their souls.
Let's close with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, the Hari Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Guru, Paramhansa Yoganandaji, beloved Swamiji, we bow at Thy feet. Divine Mother, awaken within us an ever more intense yearning, love, self-offering to Thee. May we be Your instruments, touching everyone we meet with kindness, with compassion, with Your bliss and love. We are Your very own. Free us. Bring us home. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.